Imagine having platinum records, millions of dollars, and a life people dream about, only to lose it all overnight, land broke, and face prison again. This is the tragic downfall of 6ix9ine. Before he was 6ix9ine, Daniel Hernandez was just a kid from Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in a rough area where life wasn't easy. When he was still young, something awful happened. His stepfather got murdered right in front of their home. It shook him up bad. School didn't work out either. He dropped out in 8th grade to get by. He worked little jobs like delivering food or helping at a bodega, but deep down, he wanted more. He turned to music to escape, messing around with beats and rhymes. That's when he picked the name 6ix9ine, and soon, people started noticing him. When 6ix9ine first burst onto the scene, he was impossible to ignore. Rainbow hair, face tattoos, and endless controversies. He was the ultimate attention magnet. His wild look matched his loud music. Hits like Gummo and Fifi shot him straight to the top, and at his peak, he flaunted jewelry worth millions of dollars, drove luxury cars like Lamborghinis and Bentleys, and showed stacks of cash thicker than your average phone book. Every video he dropped was bright and crazy, with him yelling and flexing. Fans loved the chaos. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a walking show. But today, that flashy lifestyle is a distant memory. So how did 6ix9ine spiral from a millionaire rapper to a broke, desperate guy facing even more prison time? Buckle up, because this story is crazier than any of his tattoos. It all started going downhill in 2018 when 6ix9ine was arrested on serious federal charges: racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder, and armed robbery. He got tangled up with a dangerous gang called the 9 Tray Gangsta Bloods. They did bad stuff like selling drugs and hurting people, and 6ix9ine was right in the middle of it. The police had videos, texts, everything. He was staring at life in prison, no way out. To save himself, he did the unthinkable, snitching on his entire gang. He told the court all their secrets, naming names and spilling details. This move cut his potential life sentence down to just 2 years. Sounds like a sweet deal, right? Not exactly. When he walked out of prison in 2020, 6ix9ine thought he could jump back into his old life. He dropped a song called Guba from his house, and it got millions of views fast. He bragged online, acted like nothing had changed, but snitching came with a big cost. The hip-hop community turned its back on him, calling him a rat, a sellout, and worse. His big comeback album Tattletales in 2022 started strong, hitting 4 on the Billboard 200, but it faded quick. Fans just weren't feeling it anymore. His next try, Leonardo Viva, was aimed at the Latin music crowd. Since he's part Puerto Rican and Mexican, he thought it'd bring in new fans. It made a little noise at first, but it didn't even touch the big charts. Then came Black Bolt, an album name that fit perfectly because it flopped hard. Nobody wanted to play it, buy it, or stream it. His music career was crumbling fast. Without music money pouring in, 6ix9ine started struggling badly with finances. But instead of saving cash, he kept spending like he was still a star. He bought fancy Birkin bags for girls, gave away stacks of money to flex on his exes, and partied like crazy. He'd post videos tossing cash in the air or driving his shiny cars, acting like he still had it all. But behind the scenes, his bank account was drying up. Then reality hit hard. In 2023, an exotic dancer in Miami won a huge $10 million lawsuit against him. Here's what happened. 6ix9ine got mad at a nightclub, grabbed a champagne bottle and chucked it. It smashed into her head and she ended up in the ER with a nasty injury. She sued him and the court said he had to pay. But 6ix9ine? He ignored it. He didn't show up to court or send a dime, thinking you'd just go away. Spoiler alert, it didn't. That debt was now hanging over his head like a dark cloud. Adding insult to the injury, the IRS came knocking at his door. Turns out, flashy 6ix9ine hadn't paid taxes for 4 whopping years straight. We are talking millions. He owned the government. Federal agents stormed his big Florida mansion, taking everything they could. They towed away his luxury cars, snatched his diamond-covered jewelry, and even ripped his platinum plates off the walls. It was a total raid. Imagine being so broke, the government auctions your stuff on the internet. That's exactly what happened. His custom Brewster Shark pendant, a giant chain he loved showing off, sold for just $60,000. A Lamborghini Urus he paid over $200,000 went for a cheap $175,000. Even his Bentley Continental GT got taken and sold. The IRS auction made a little over $500,000 total, but that was peanuts compared to what he owned. I found on social media that his wealth dropped from millions to just $500,000 by 2025. With all those debts and lawsuits, he might even be worth less than zero now. You'd think losing all your money would be enough, but 6ix9ine couldn't stay out of trouble. In January 2024, he got arrested in the Dominican Republic for allegedly hitting his girlfriend, Yailin Las Mas viral. They'd been dating for a while, but things got real messy. Just 10 months later, he was in handcuffs again, this time for breaking the rules for his supervised release. He was supposed to behave after prison, but nope. Federal agents raided his Florida home and found MDMA, cocaine bits, and a Glock handgun. Now, here's where it gets wild. 6ix9ine said a former friend, a snitch, planted that stuff to frame him. Yep, the snitch got snitched on. His lawyer, Lance Lazaro, told everyone it was a setup and they would fix it fast. Both 6ix9ine's track record convincing a judge sounds like a long shot. His personal life was falling apart too. His romance with Yailin was on the rocks, especially after the arrest. People in the music world wouldn't touch him. He was like a ghost to them. He tried dropping new songs, Hannah and Papa, in April 2025, but fans trashed them online. They laughed at him for singing instead of rapping, calling it trash and sad. Even his diehard fans gave up. Let's stop for a second and think about this. Picture going from millions of dollars, buying anything, having fans everywhere, to watching your life get sold online, being a joke on social media, and facing more jail time. Why did this happen? Because 6ix9ine built his whole career on drama and dumb moves. He loved showing off cash, picking fights for no reason, and breaking laws to look cool. He thought he couldn't be touched, but life said, hold up, wait a second. His downfall is a big warning. Fame and money can disappear fast if you act like rules don't matter. So what's next for 6ix9ine? His sentencing for that parallel mess is coming up on May 22nd, 2025. He might go back to prison for a long time. With millions owned in lawsuits, IRS debts backing up, and his name ruined, a comeback seems impossible. Is this rock bottom for 6ix9ine? It's hard to say. He climbed out of holes before, but this one's real deep. Maybe too deep. At the end of the day, 6ix9ine's rise and fall shows us what not to do with fame, money and power. He had it all, but arrogance and bad choices took it all away. And for now, that's the tragic end of the 6ix9ine saga. If you thought this downfall was insane, click the video popping up right now. Trust me, it's even wilder. Peace out.